once again and welcome to Ghana India Kofi Annan Center of Excellence in ICT, simply called GI-KACE, so people call us Kofi Annan Center. You are most welcome to today's session of our webinar series. You know, October is Cybersecurity Month, and as such, we need to do something to represent the celebration of the month. So with that, we thought we should give you some tips on cybersecurity for our everyday life. Wherever we find ourselves, we need to be secured whilst we are online. So with me to do this today is Mr. Isaac Desiree. Isaac is a cybersecurity expert. He's a consultant in the field as well, and also a lecturer with Kofi Annan ICT Center. So without much ado, Isaac is ready, and he's ready to take us through today's lesson. So I will now hand over to Mr. Isaac Desiree to take us through to today's topic. Ike, over to you. So you're all welcome. And thank you so much for making time to join us this afternoon. Thank you. Enjoy yourselves. Okay, so before Isaac comes in, let's take note of these rules. If you want to ask a question, please, in the course of the presentation, you can raise up your hand or you can type in the chat box and it will be read accordingly, or you'll be called to ask your question. He's doing a presentation for about 30 minutes, and then we will have the opportunity to ask any questions that bother us that probably he did not mention. All right, thank you so much.
Okay, good afternoon. So you are welcome to today's session, and as it has already been mentioned, this is Cyber Month, and it's really important we take note of some of the things that breach our security or our digital security. Without much ado, I would like to share my video and share my slides. Okay. So my name is Direser Isaac, and as he already introduced, I'm a lecturer and a consultant at the same time, and I've been in this field for a while now. And today our topic is understanding cyber threats. Okay. It is a good time to understand the cyber threats that surround us in our daily activities so that we can get the intelligence to react quickly and swiftly to prevent the needed harm that it might cause, the harm that it may cause to your devices, to yourself, and any other data that is related to you. So we are going to do an introduction so that I don't take you deep into the cyber threats arena, where I understand a lot of us, or a few of us, are having issues when it comes to IT and This is just an introductory course. So let's understand first of all what is a cyber threat, or what do we mean by cyber threat? Cyber threat basically are activities that are aimed at what? Compromising or breaching your digital systems, okay, data, networks, and anything that is communicating within your system or communicating within a network. Okay, so if you have a watch, some of us are fan of using smartwatches these days, and somebody is able to read your temperature or read your health information that are on that watch without your notice, then that is a what? A threat. Okay. Examples include malware, phishing, DDoS attacks, data breaches, and ransomwares. Some of these are the methods, or some of these are the ways which these cyber threats can be executed. Okay. These threats can come from various sources and pose risks to individuals, organizations, and the society. Okay. Effective cybersecurity measures and proactive monitoring are essential to mitigate these threats or these risks. And that is why being part of this webinar session would help you protect yourself and protect the organization or protect anybody that you come across. Okay. It's not just ideal buying gadgets and putting them in use. It's ideal also making sure that they are protected and they give you the results that you need, not that the results that you get from them are compromised. So let's look at the evolution of cyber threats. How did we get here? So cyber threats have evolved over time, okay, becoming more sophisticated and diverse, or in diverse ways. They've gone from simple viruses and worms, as we used to know, to advanced targeted attacks like advanced persistent threats. So before we got here, cyber threats was just about somebody infecting your pen drive or infecting your computer or any gadgets that you have with a worm or a virus. So that means they have to be a mode of transmission. That means a human being will have to carry it, or it has to find a way of getting. But now with advanced persistent threats, they find every way or every means possible to send you the particular virus or particular attack that they want to send to you. So it has grown over the years with so many modifications, and it is now becoming a very serious thing in the industry. What are the impacts of cyber threats? Cyber threats have far-reaching consequences affecting data privacy, financial stability, national security, and individual safety. They also pose significant risk to organizations and society at large. Because of the danger of these threats, it is very, very serious, and it is very, very advisable for you to stay alert anytime you are on your gadget or anytime you are using any computer device. Okay. Sometimes you don't notice some changes when they happen on your device, but then it's good you stay alert when you are on them. So this is a diagram that is demonstrating, or that is indicating some of the jumps or some of the history of cyber threats up till today or present day. It started just like a malicious code, Trojan horse, and advanced worms. That was somewhere in 1997. In 2004, so from 1997, this particular malicious code and Trojan horse and advanced played its role until it goes to 2004. And after that, it started with identity theft. That's phishing, where you sit down in your mail or SMS, you get a certain text that is going to ask you what you want to do or give you some juicy offer. Okay, so this continued for a while till 2007 when DNS attacks and rise of botnets started. Okay, so it's persisted, or it's in a rise on a yearly or maybe every 5 years or 4 years basis. So I would not want to go through step by step listing all the new attacks that have emerged within these ranges. But after the webinar, you have access to this document and you see how cyber threats have grown up to now that we are speaking. And I'm sure it's still going to grow. Okay, so it's good you take notice and stay alert. The need for threat intelligence. Why do you have to educate yourself about cyber threats? Okay, to proactively and do what? Identify and assess as well as mitigate cyber threats. So with your intelligence that you are going to gain from this webinar, which mostly would be at least a starter point, an introduction, okay? And I'll urge you to go ahead and research into more of it, okay? Will help you proactively identify a threat when you meet one. It will help you assess when you feel that you are working or you are dealing with a cyber threat, and how to what? Mitigate these threats. Okay. Cyber challenges. Increasingly complex threats, rapidly evolving attack techniques, and the need for what? Timely responses. So these are the challenges that are currently present in the what? Cybersecurity world. You have so many threats, and most of them are very complex because it has grown over time and it has become so sophisticated. Okay, and cyber threats are in such a way that when it happens and you don't proactively mitigate them, they can grow over time. They can grow within a split of a second, and you will see the negative impact of them. What is threat intelligence? Threat intelligence is the actionable information that helps organizations or individuals identify, assess, and proactively counter cyber threats. So being able to proactively counter cyber threats, that means you have a know-how, you have a prior knowledge, you have some level of understanding of what is happening. Okay, so cyber threat intelligence means that you should be able to know that there is something called cyber threats, so that when it happens, you should be able to restrict or mitigate against the harmful effects of it. The role of threat intelligence in cybersecurity. It plays a crucial role in enhancing an organization's ability to detect and respond to threats. Ultimately, strengthening its overall cybersecurity posture. So in organizations, when they don't have, or when they are not threat-wise intelligent, it calls them to face the dire consequences of cyber threat when it happens. And most organizations face these consequences on a daily basis. Most of the times you hear of a threat being meted out to a certain organization, and you hear a lot of losses in terms of data, money, and other belongings. All these wouldn't happen if threat intelligence was one of the key or the KPI targets of the particular organization. So it's good as an organization, though you are there to make money, it's good you try to also keep your environment safe and clean. Common cyber attack vectors, through which ways are these people able to get into your systems or able to attack you? Through phishing. Okay. They send you deceptive emails to trick you as an individual into revealing sensitive information about yourself. They send you a mail saying that your password has expired. Please reset your password. They send you a message. Oh, your daughter has been admitted at the hospital, or your son has been admitted. Please, you need to give us this information. Where is your house key so that we can go and pick it? And cybersecurity, one thing I would want you to know is it doesn't just deal with you being able to secure the digital perimeter or the digital environment. Also giving access to people to enter into having access to those digital gadgets or computer systems. It's also part of security, but that's another level of security which you can also learn about. Then malware, they can send you viruses and malwares through pen drives, through emails, attachments, through so many platforms. When you go on Facebook, there are a lot of ads that are running that have infections behind them. When you go on Instagram, the same thing. And these are targeted to fetch information from the individuals that go on those sites and try to click or try to view them. Okay. DOS attacks. They send you or they send the particular system plenty requests, knowing that this system can accept only 2,000 requests at a second. They will send a particular device, maybe 5,000 of those requests at a second, expecting that because the computer won't be able to hold it, it will stress the computer to go down, or it will stress the computer and put other legit users on standby. Okay, but this kind of DOS attack comes from different locations. It does not come from one point where if you are tracing, you'll be able to locate just one point and get access. It comes from various locations. That is why it is distributed. It can be distributed over so many locations from the world or in the world, where you see coming from China, Dubai, India, and the rest. In that case, you won't be able to know where this attack is coming from, but you can know all the locations that they are coming from. But a single location, you won't be able to identify a single location where it is coming from. But if it is a DOS attack, it can come from just one location. Okay. And the aggravated one of the DOS attack is where we have the DDoS, or is what we call the DDoS. Data breaches, unauthorized access and theft of sensitive data. So you write your password or you put your password on your phone, on the notepad, and you send your phone to the repairer, and the repairer, upon working on your phone, is able to call you, request for your password to your PIN to log into your phone. And after he does that, he try some apps out, and he gets to find out that, oh, there is a portion that you have stated that bank account PIN. That is a data breach, because he has gotten access to your ATM PIN or your Momo, or now we have banking apps. He has gotten access to it. He can use it, and he can have access to your funds that are on the phone or data in your account. Okay. Social engineering. manipulating individuals into revealing confidential information or performing harmful actions. Okay, so this social engineering can also be a threat vector, or it can be an attack vector, which you can be attacked through. Okay, so now we are going to look at the threat actors and their motivations. So each threat actor, so what motivates them to do what they do? Okay, so the first one we are going to look at is what we call the hacktivists. Okay, hacktivists are motivated by political or what? Social causes, aiming to what? Disrupt. They are always aiming to destroy or expose an organization. So a hacktivist does not necessarily come in for the money. He's just interested in what? Destroying a certain organized group or a certain organized company. Okay. And the next one which we have are the criminals. So we call them the cyber criminals. Okay. Or the ones that you can call the black hats and the rest. The black hats. Okay. They are seeking financial gain. They seek financial gain through cyber crimes such as stealing data and conducting fraud activities. Okay, and this data they steal, they end up selling it back to you. Okay, then we have nation state crimes or nation state actors. Okay, these nation state actors engage in espionage, cyber espionage, or cyber warfare for political, military, or economic objectives. Okay, so these nation states attackers, they are always interested in destroying a nation. They are always, it's like an organized crime by a certain nation. It can be two or more nations, but they all have the same objective to destroy a certain thing in a certain organization or a certain nation or state. Okay. Then we have the insiders, employees or contractors with insider knowledge who may misuse it for various reasons. So you are an employee of a certain company, and since you know how to walk in through the clocking system or walk out through the clocking system without camera capturing you, you decide to steal or you decide to sneak in certain products that are not supposed to be, or you decide to carry certain things that you are not supposed to carry out. That breaches, or that is a threat to the building and to the organization. Okay, because the security systems that have been implemented, you have been able to what? Break them. Then we have competitors. So if two businesses are competing or two parties are competing, one can decide that, okay, we will not want to come up with any new idea. We just want to attack our rivals to see what they have in stock. Okay, then we will use it ahead of time. So most of the times, these are always business wide or business informations that are supposed to be what? Classified, that are not supposed to be exposed to the other competitors. Okay, so a company can go and hire, or a company can go and contract somebody that, okay, this guy is my competitor. We are doing the same thing, but I don't know what he's doing right and I'm not doing right. He's getting more market than me. So please, can you get that information from their systems for me? So when this person go and get this information, then that is a type of threat actor that has been what contracted to do it. Okay, so notable threat actors or threat actor groups that exist. Okay, So they are very well known for some of the things that they have done, okay, and some of the things that they have tried to do. We have the APT-29, which is called the Kuzi beer, alleged Russian state what? Remember they said it's alleged. It is not fully declared. It's alleged that they are Russian state-sponsored what? Group known for what? Cyber espionage. Okay. And you know cyber espionage, we spoke about them falling under the nation-state attacker group, attacker category. Then we have the Lazarus group linked to North Korea, involved in high-profile cyber attacks and financial motivated operations. So they are into money and they can be under the criminal bunch of attackers or actors. Then we have the APT-28, that's the fancy beer, another Russian state-sponsored group focusing on cyber espionage. So we have the APT-29 and APT-28. Okay. Then we have Anonymous. Anonymous has been alive or has been there for a while. Okay. And it has been known for some of its works. A loosely affiliated activist group known for various cyber protests and attacks. Okay. So they are a group of activists which they carry out certain cyber attacks or protests if there is something going on in the world or going on somewhere in the world and they are not happy about, they can protest through attacking that particular thing that is happening. If it's a news article that they are not convinced that it's in the right direction, they can make sure they block access or they bring it down immediately. Okay. Then we have the FIN7, that's the Banak, okay, a financially motivated criminal group targeting the financial sector. So these people are interested in where the money lies, okay? They are interested in where the money lies so that they can get some money for themselves. They are not doing it through activism or nation state or anything. Okay, so these are the notable groups that we have. Now let's look at the benefits of threat intelligence. Why do you have to be threat-wise intelligence? Okay, number one, early warning and detection and threat detection. So you have to, when you are threat intelligence, you are able to see the early warnings, you are able to detect, and you are able to mitigate very quickly. Early warning, providing advance notice of potential threats and vulnerabilities. So when you go and you research and you find a certain threat that is happening on a daily basis, you can alert or you can stay alert and be sure that this don't happen in your line or in your course of duty. Then helps in identifying and mitigating threats before they cause significant harm to your device or to your organization. Example, detecting an unusual network activity pattern before a breach occurs. So you come to the office and you realize that your network, there are certain flow of traffic in your network, or the network has become so slow. Okay, meanwhile, nobody is on the network. You are the only person on it. You are not running any backup. You are not doing any activity that is pulling network traffic. But then your ISP2 is good. You are sure that the ISP internet is good, it's not sluggish. But then you find out that your router or your switch is beeping or like it's blinking so high. Routers or switches don't beep, but they blink. So if you observe that, then you can detect, or you can try troubleshooting, or you can try checking to be sure that nothing untoward is happening. Or if you are not an IT person, you can get your IT people to check that for you. Okay. Then we have informed decision making. This equips organizations with data to make strategic decisions. So if your organization wants to be threat intelligent, they will go and say, okay, let's look at 2022, which were the most attacked companies in terms of categories. Is it the finance sector? Is it the corporate? Or is it the categories that they can look at? Okay. Then based on that, when they go into their meetings, they will say that, okay, we are one of the companies that is liable or that is prone to these attacks. What can we do to secure ourselves? Okay, so informed decision making. So when they are making a decision, they know the reason why they don't just make a vague decision and at the end of the day suffer for it. The decision might be implemented, but then you still be affected by an attack. It depends on how you make the decision. Then risk mitigation enables better resource allocation and risk management. So you have seen that the attacks have happened on most Windows 7 operating systems that are in organizations. Then you check within your network and you find out that in my company, I have so many Windows 7 machines that I might not necessarily be able to change within the shortest possible time. What can I do? It's for you to say that, okay, let's manage that risk. How do we manage that risk? You have to allocate resources to secure that particular amount of number of Windows 7 machines that are there that cannot be changed. Okay, this is how you can mitigate, or you can mitigate that risk using this informed decision approach. Okay, example, using threat intelligence to choose which security measure to prioritize. This is also another way of what? Getting an informed decision implemented or mitigating against an attack. Then we have incident response improvement, faster response. So when you are threat intelligent, when the event happened, that means you have mitigation factors, you have allocated resources. So when it happens, you know who to call on, you know how to go about it. Okay. Speed up the identification and containment of security threats or security incidents. Assist in targeted incident response effort. Example, use the threat intelligence to trace the source of an attack and what? Respond appropriately. Okay, so when you are having an incident response department or somebody in charge of incident response, when it happens, then you know that you are supposed to alert the person to look into that particular case and find a remedy for it if possible. If there is a need to manage that risk, he will also recommend that for you. Cost saving. Reduce impact. Minimizes the potential financial and reputational damage of a breach. So if you know that you have legacy devices still in your network or in your organizations and they are working well, and you have a risk management system, you know that, okay, this is what can possibly happen if this device is attacked. Don't be taken by surprise because you haven't been risk in threat intelligence. Okay. Efficient resource allocation helps allocate resources more effectively. Okay, so that you don't go and create a whole department and dump 30 people in there and they will be doing no work, just waiting in the hope that one day you get a threat in your network that you have to take care of. Avoid the costs associated with data breaches and extended downtimes. So also make sure you will not waste time when you have been affected or you have been attacked by this particular any of these attack vectors. Okay. Proactive defense. So you should have a proactive approach which allows the organization to act before a threat materializes. So you see that your computers have started responding in a funny manner. You should be able to resolve that anomaly before it becomes an issue. You should be able to know, okay, I have a baseline that my computers, they work optimally at this rate. Now they have worked this, they are working around this rate. But then it is not something that has to do with system defect. It has nothing to do with, so you have to cancel out all those possibilities. Then you come to the realization that, okay, now that I have been able to cancel out all this, then that means that this is what possibly I'm working around, or this is what possibly that is facing me. Then you know how to defend appropriately. Preventive measures enhance security posture and reduces vulnerabilities. Example, implementing a security patch before vulnerabilities are exploited. So if you know that you are using legacy devices and these devices have issues, then you have to start looking for patches. Patches are the simple softwares or the small softwares that we develop to take care of a certain weakness in a system. Okay, not to develop the whole system from start, but then just to fix a certain hole or loophole that is eminent in that particular machine. Okay, so I have some case studies that we can look at. Okay, so there is the popular one that came up was Stuxnet. Okay, the cyber warfare that targeted Iran's nuclear program. And the scenario was that a sophisticated worm was designed to sabotage Iran's nuclear enrichment facility. The threat intelligence identified that the worm's behavior, identified the worm behavior and purpose, aiding it to what? Aiding its containment. So they were able to know that, okay, this is the worm, this is how it behaves, this is the purpose of this worm. Then they were able to mitigate it quickly. Stock's discovery prevented further damage and highlighted the importance of threat intelligence in this identifying nation states espionage efforts. Okay, so if they were not threat intelligent, if the Iranian nuclear program people, the people that were working there, if they were not threat intelligent, they would have sat down and all of a sudden they would just go off. Okay, but then because they were threat intelligent, they started sensitizing, or they started noticing the changes, and they started working to stop this particular event from happening, or this particular attack from happening. Then we have the WannaCry ransomware outbreak. WannaCry ransomware spread globally, encrypting data and demanding a ransom. So the threat intelligence used here was that the researchers quickly identified the ransomware's behavior, and the security experts developed a kill switch. Okay, so when this ransomware or this particular behavior was something that was not in existence, it was a new breed. So they had to get security experts to develop of application to stop this ransomware from spreading or from being from evolving to other devices. Outcome: the kill switch helped halt the ransomware spread, demonstrating the role of threat intelligence in rapid response to cyber threats. So an example of this outcome has saved all of us. If it hadn't happened, I'm telling you by now, we'll still be dealing with ransomware. And even up till now, some isolated cases still happen once in a while. But then those that are threat intelligence, when it happens, they are able to know what to do or how to mitigate against it. Then they have the F17, that's the Financial Cybercrime Group. Okay. The F17 targeted the financial sector through spear phishing attacks. Okay. And this spear phishing member of the organization, and they start phishing that particular person. So if it's the director general or if it is the CEO, then they start sending the person phishing emails to see whether the person will fall victim of that particular technique. Ongoing threat intelligence effort identified the group tactics, techniques, and procedures. Okay, so they got to find out that, okay, this group, this is what they are aiming at doing. All the emails, the phishing emails they've sent it to only top management members. They did not send to the cleaner, they did not send to the gatesman or the security or something. Then law enforcement agencies used this intelligence to apprehend several FIN members, FIN7 members, and demonstrating the impact of threat intelligence in tracking and stopping cyber criminals. Okay. So, case study 2. APT 28, that's fancy beer, targeted the Democratic National Community. Okay. And it was alleged that APT tied a Russian, which is tied to Russia, targeted the DNC in 2016. The threat intelligence helped identify the group's tactics, aiding in attribution. Okay. The incident highlighted the significance of the threat intelligence in attributing cyber attacks to specific threat actors. So with this particular event, it happened, or they were able to know that, okay, all the routes were leading to this APT 28 people. All the analysis, all the kind of checks they did were pointing to APT 22, these fancy beer people. Okay, and that is how they concluded that they were the people that carried out this particular threat, even though, or even if they haven't, what do they call it? Taking responsibility for that. Most of the times, these attack groups, when they do something, they always write a communique taking responsibility for what is happening or what has happened. Okay, but most times too, they just stay silent and let people guess, and people start doing analysis to see who is actually responsible, which threat group is responsible. The SolarWinds supply chain attack. So the scenario was that SolarWinds, a software provider, suffered a supply chain attack impacting numerous organizations. Because SolarWinds is in partnership or is working for several organizations. And when it happened this way, all the organizations that they were supplying or they were partnering with had issues. The threat intelligence used here was ongoing threat intelligence effort revealed the scale and impact of the breach. So they gathered reports from all the organizations to see how many organizations were impacted negatively or how many organizations were affected. And that is how threat intelligence can help. Okay. But then you would be asking yourself a question, is Ghana threat intelligence? That is a big question to ask, because most of our banks have been affected. And I don't know who can give a database of how many banks have been affected, and a daily update has been done continually. We can say that, okay, this amount, they always report that this amount has gone into fraudulent activities or maybe in cyber crime, but then they are not able to list or state the impacts clearly for you to know what is happening. Then we have the North Peter ransomware attack. A destructive ransomware caused widespread damage in 2017 after the 2016 one. Okay. This intelligence helped organizations understand the malware and its propagation methods. So this particular situation, threat intelligence was supposed to help us understand, okay, how the malware works and the propagation method that it uses. Okay. This case emphasized the value of rapid threat intelligence in responding to evolving ransomware threats. Okay. So in conclusion, threat intelligence is vital for what? Early warning, informed decision-making, and proactive defense. It enhances incident response, leads to cost saving, and is instrumental in preventing and mitigating cyber threats. So it's very advisable for you to take it serious. Okay. The ongoing importance of threat intelligence. In today's evolving cyber threat landscape, threat intelligence is crucial for effective cybersecurity. Organizations must invest in it to stay ahead of emerging threats and protect their digital assets. In conclusion, threat intelligence is essential for identifying and mitigating threats, making it a crucial part of modern cybersecurity. So it's advisable for you to stay threat-wise intelligent. So you should tell yourself right now that I have to be threat-wise intelligent. If you need to be threat-wise intelligent, you can read about the existing threats, read about some of the most common ones that happen on a daily basis or on a weekly or monthly basis. But please don't slack when it comes to being threat-wise intelligent. So I think this is the end of this particular presentation, and I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you would have a few questions to ask, and I can close or call it a session for now. If you have a question, kindly raise your hand or type it in the chat box. It will be read and I would answer the questions accordingly. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Isaac, for this beautiful presentation, trying to draw our attention to how and why we should be threat-wise intelligent. So that's the end of the presentation. If there are any questions, he is ready to take them. So kindly ask your questions, whether you type them the chat box, or you raise your hand, we call you, and then you can speak to it. Any questions? Okay, AJ Foster. Okay, Foster, you can ask your question, please.
All right, thank you very much. Isaac, thank you for such a wonderful presentation. And then I think this is very educative, and in a presentation like this, I'll urge that next time, if most of the staffs are less busy, they should join so that they will learn a lot from what he is teaching us. Because in most cases, the attacks are mostly. Hello?
Yes, you're on. We are hearing you.
Okay. Mostly the attacks, come from the staff. There are, some mails and then the links that they click, and we are the systems, we normally experience a lot of attacks from other end, I mean the staffs. Yeah. So my question is, Isaac, in a process whereby somebody is trying to, join a network using a VPN to, do something, what is your advice to someone who is a systems, admin or systems engineer, in order to, prevent? We all know that VPN are mostly a virtual, private networks, but sometimes when you see things like that, what are the things do we have to put in place in order to avoid any attacks? Thank you very much.
All right, thank you, Foster. And then I think Isaac will take your question.
Okay, so you were trying to find out if somebody is trying, or if somebody connects your network through VPN, what you should do as a network admin. Is that a question?
Yes, that is my question. In most cases, when we normally do get events at the center where people come with their own networks and they try to, ride on our network, but they use VPN. So my question is, in that case, what are the things we have to put in place to protect our systems? Thank you.
So in such situations, it's always advisable as a network that have visitors coming in, or have people coming in and out and joining your network by chance of them having to use it. It's always advisable you have a defense system, okay, which protects your network, or you have a kind of DMZ network, which these people, when they come, they use, okay? And these DMZ networks are usually isolated from the main or the core network that is used in-house. So the DMZ network is some kind of a network that is used by the public, okay, whenever they are in your premises. And also, you can also have a defense system that will check for VPN activation or defense system that will be able to disable VPN. There are certain systems that are intelligent to read all the applications that the connecting device has before it allow its access to that particular network. Especially, it can tell you if you have a certain amount or certain version of operating system, you shouldn't join this network. Such systems, if they are implemented, they are very sensitive. They are able to protect your network from certain types of apps running on your network and utilizing or putting your network at risk.
Okay, Isaac, thank you so much. Is there any other question? Any other question, or probably Foster will want to make a follow-up?
Yeah,
okay?
I want. Yes, I think that I'm okay with that. But I also wanted to add something to what my brother Isaac said.
Okay.
If that's okay.
Yeah, that's okay, please.
So, just as the name goes, cyber threats. In most cases, when we hear this, what normally comes to mind is people think that immediately somebody have access to their mail or somebody sends them the mail. It means the person have access to their systems. And then I want each and everyone to know that it's not all the time that they have access. Sometimes they try to play around and then you end up giving them access to your systems. So for instance, when you receive unexpected mails or spam, it is advisable to talk to your IT team or you have an administrator, you report to them before you even go ahead by clicking on anything. We normally come across some mails and then we open it and then we see some links under it and we are in a hurry to click on the link. That is where you give them full access to your devices. So it is very advisable that anytime you come across any unwanted emails or spam, you don't be in a hurry to click on any links. Yeah, so that we help protect our systems. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you so much, Foster. Thank you for that insightful contribution. Foster is a team member at our systems department here at Kofi Annan ICT Center. All right, is there any other question? If there isn't, I want to mention that next week we are going to come your way again with another exciting topic. We call it mobile device security made simple. We all have gadgets. We all have mobile gadgets that we hold, we move around with. So it is very important to know how we can protect ourselves digitally. So we are going to learn how to protect our digital life, hopefully next week if God gives us life. So please bear it in mind and get the information across to your friends, your family members, everybody, even the market women who are all holding mobile devices, that we're going to have a session to learn some tidbits about how to be secured using our mobile sets and all those gadgets that are mobile that aid us in our daily work. So I want to thank you so much. Isaac, do you have a final word for our people today?
Okay, so the little I'll have to say is please be very alert to events that happen on your device, and don't just operate the device as and when you feel like operating it. Maybe you need to go to WhatsApp, so you just open the device without looking at the notifications that are on your screen. you might simply click one of the notification and it will have access to your screen and be recording whatever you are typing. So it's my advice that always pay careful attention to every notification and leave or give out your information to domains or locations that you are sure of their objectives. Okay, don't just go online and just start, since you have links, you start clicking on links and you end up getting some viruses downloaded onto your device. And these viruses can stay on your device for so long. And it's a good thing to always make sure you have antiviruses on your PCs and do randomly scan them to be sure that you are safe. Thank you.
All right, thank you so much, Isaac Direser, for the presentation today. We are very much grateful. GI-KACE, or Ghana India Kofi Annan Center of Excellence, has numerous courses that we run in ICT. We run Office Productivity Suite. We do certificate in software development. We have a course called Diploma in Business Computing. We have CCNA, that is Cisco Certified Network Associate, Network Information Systems. And we also run CISA, that is Certified Information Systems Auditor. We run Oracle. And come Monday, which is 23rd October, we are beginning a course called Data Analytics. We also have Robotics Process Automation and a whole lot of courses. Kindly go to our website and search for the course that you are interested in. Give us a call or come pass by and let's have a discussion. The course which is new on our blog, which people are actually interested in and are enrolling as I speak now, is Data Analytics. And it's running for 2 months, Monday to Friday, and it is an evening section, 5:30 to 8 p.m., Monday to Friday, which means it's very convenient for all workers to even participate in this course. And the cost is as low as 2,000 cedis with a registration fee of 200 cedis. So kindly give us a call or pass by and let's have a talk on any of these courses that probably you are interested in. Better still, you can visit us on our website, and then you can also follow us on all our social media handles. The recording for today's session will be shared on the website as well. So when you visit us on the website, you should be able to access this today's topic too. Once again, I want to thank you all for taking time to join us on today's session. And we pray and hope to see you again next week with another exciting topic. Thank you and goodbye for now.